Alright, so in here we're going to say insert into my stickies, and we're going to put in our fields. Okay, so ID, note, timestamp, left top, and z-index. Alright, so those are the columns we want to add. Alright, so now we want to put the values. So after this parentheses, you want to put in values, and we're going to use our question marks here. So that will be ID, that will be note, timestamp, left, top, and z-index. Okay, and then after the quotes we'll put a comma, and now we want to put the actual values, which will be wrapped in brackets. So we have note.id, note.text, note.timestamp, left, z-index. Alright, so that should do it for the save as new function. Alright, so save actually updates a note, save as new inserts a new note. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, we're going to create the Onmousedown function. Okay, Onmousedown function, and we're going to pass in E. Okay. Now this function is going to take care of our drag and drop when we hold the mouse down. Alright, so we're going to set a variable called capture, which will be equal to this, and then we're going to say this dot start x is going to be equal to e dot client x, and then we're going to take that, we're going to subtract that from the left offset. So this dot note dot offset left. Okay, so this offset left, what it does is it returns the number of pixels that the upper left corner of the element is offset to. We also got to do it for the top. Okay, so this dot start y. Okay, so we have y for the up and down, and x is for left and right, which you probably know. Okay, and then we'll change this to right. Alright, and then we want to say this dot z-index is equal to plus plus highest z. Alright, so what this is basically doing is whenever we click a mouse down onto a note, it's going to bring the z-index up so that it goes over the other notes. Alright, and actually I wanted to define these variables, this capture and highest z. I meant to define those up here, so let's just go way up, and actually we'll go all the way up right above the note constructor and just set these variables. So variable captured, we're going to set to null. Variable highest z we'll set to 0, and variable highest ID we'll set to 0 as well. We'll be using that to tell what the latest note is, the most recent. Alright, so back down here, and I'm going to set a variable of self so that we can use that. And we're going to test to see if the mouse move handler is within the object. Or we're actually going to test if it's not. So if not, mouse move handler in this, alright, so if it's not, then we're going to say this dot mouse move handler is equal to function, and we're going to pass in e, and then inside the function we're just going to return self dot on mouse move, which we will create. We're also going to say this dot mouse up handler equals function e, whoop, not 3, e, and we're just going to return that function, which is self dot on mouse up. Alright, and then right underneath that if statement we're going to create the event listeners. So document dot add event listener. I'm going to check for the mouse move event. Whoop, we don't want to actually write the word event. Mouse move, and then actually let me use double quotes here just to be consistent. You can use single or double. Alright, so mouse move, we're going to say this dot mouse move handler. Okay, this dot mouse move handler, and then true. Okay, so true is because we do want to capture it. Now I'm going to copy this and do the same for mouse up. Mouse up, and then mouse up handler. And that should do it for the Onmousedown function. Now we want to create the onmouse move. Alright, so Onmousedown is when you click and hold the note, and onmouse move is obviously when you move it around. Okay, so onmouse move function. Okay, onmouse move function, we're going to pass in the event parameter, and we're going to check for that captured variable. Alright, so if this is not equal to captured, then we're going to just return true. Okay, and then underneath say this dot left. Okay, so the left property is equal to e dot client x, this dot start x. Alright, so this is basically going to let us move around the note and pixels. Now this e dot client x, it's an event attribute that returns the horizontal coordinate of the mouse pointer when an event is triggered. Alright, so that's how we can get the position, well, the x-axis position of the mouse. Okay, and now we want to get the y position. Okay, so we'll do the same thing, except we're going to say top, and this will be a y, and this will be a y. Okay, so basically that's how we get the mouse position, and then we're just going to return false. Okay, alright, so we have on mouse down, on mouse move. Now we want on mouse up, which will be when the button is released. Alright, so let's do, what we want to do is remove the two event listeners, the mouse move and mouse up. Alright, so document dot remove event listener. Okay, and this is going to be mouse move. This dot mouse over handler. Alright, I'm just going to copy this and change this to mouse up. And then we're going to save it. We'll save the note. So this dot save, and then we'll just return false. Alright, so that's basically moving around the note. Now we want to deal with a click. Alright, so if we just click the note. Okay, so we'll call this on note click. Actually, you know what? I used the equal sign a couple times here, and we don't want that. We want the colon. Okay, no equals. Alright, so on note click. So basically what this is going to do is we want it to bring the clicked note into focus and place the cursor at the end of the text. Okay, so it's going to be a very short function. We're just going to say this dot edit field dot focus. Alright, so that'll bring it into view. That'll put our cursor there, and then we're just going to say get selection dot collapse to end. Alright, so it'll move our cursor to the end of the text, the end of the selected text. Alright, so next we need our commas. Okay, so now we'll do on key up. We're going to set this dot dirty. Remember, we tested for that earlier to see if a key was pressed. So here we're going to set it to true, and we're going to call this dot save soon, which we created above. Alright, so that basically takes care of the clicking, the moving, and all that. I'm going to stop the video here, and then we'll create the in the next video we'll create the function to create a new note, We'll create the loaded function, which will actually create the My Stickies table because we haven't actually done that yet. So we'll do that next.